Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan. We are down to 4 teams left. Conference championship weekend is here. The playoffs are flying by. We've had some crazy moments in the postseason so far, but 4 teams remain. We've got 2 great games this Sunday. We're going to pick them, and then we're going to talk about them. So Jordan, start us off.
Yeah, before I go into the picks, Ryan, you said we're down to 4 teams left at this point, and boy, have we come a long way. It's not done yet. We're not at the Super Bowl. We still got 2 more weeks of actual games, and then also if you want to count the Pro Bowl in there, that's 3 more weeks of NFL football.
They're not playing the game, now, are they?
What? No, they're not. But you can still count that in there, I guess, because they're doing
the Madden game.
I don't even know what they're doing, to be completely honest.
I don't know.
I think there's 2 separate things.
Do.
I think they're doing some Madden thing, and I think there's something on ESPN. I don't know what's gonna happen, and honestly, I might not watch it. But anyways, so we'll continue to say it throughout the rest of these picks videos. But it's been a great season, and it's been an honor to have this season exist the way that it's existed with COVID stuff. We did not know how this was going to go down. It's gone down extremely smoothly. Huge shout out to the NFL for the way they've handled this. And with this being said, let's get into the picks for this week's conference championship video. We start with the Buccaneers at the Packers. So Packers have the 1 seed. That's why they are at home. They are playing phenomenal football right now. I love what Aaron Rodgers is doing. And Tom Brady, he's used to the cold. He played in New England for a long time, but he's been down in Tampa Bay for a bit of time. He's got, he's a little bit more orange now, so he's more tan. And we'll see if that affects him at all in any ways. But right now the Packers are really rolling. And even though the Bucs got a 10-point win against the Saints, I still don't think they're playing their greatest. I think they still have stuff they could leave out in the field. Against Washington, I think that they should have played better. And against the Saints, I think they should have played better. Because if we're being honest, I think the Saints kind of handed them that game. I know the Bucs had to take what they take what they're given, of course. But Drew Brees made 3 bad interceptions. Of course, Antoine Winfield, Tyler's guy, had that fumble. But Jared Cook should have held on to that ball and
that's
pushed
a great play. That's a great play.
I think you're both right. You're both right. I think he should have held on to the ball, but it was a good play by Winfield to make the fumble happen.
Yeah.
Just a great play.
So, these are avoidable mistakes by the Saints, but it's kind of what they've been doing in the playoffs. Are we surprised? Not really. We're just upset, especially me and Ryan, because we picked them to win it all. Anyways, the Packers are rolling. As I said, I'm not going to bet against Aaron Rodgers, and I have a little bit of prejudice against the Buccaneers for reasons I really can't explain to you because I don't know why, because I do like Tom Brady.
I think I could try and explain it based on what you say. Because
let's try it.
What you've been saying this year is that the Buccaneers have been overhyped, and you don't think they can live up to the hype because for a lot of the season they were not there, but they slowly have been getting better and better, and now they're obviously one of the top 2 teams in the NFC right now. So I think you just thought they've been overrated. Just because you're in this game doesn't mean
and then you top 2 teams in the NFC.
Well, it kind of does.
It's not necessarily.
Maybe
not
talent-wise. At least
the Packers were in this game last year, but I think across the table we could say that they were not one of the better 2 teams.
Maybe they weren't the most talented team,
but they still got here. And shout out to the Bucs; they have a shot at winning this game. I'm not saying that's not going to happen. However, I'm not betting against Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field right now. I just can't. So Tyler, you explained it very well. Anyways, I've been talking for a while. Score prediction: 34-24. The Pack move on to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, you had some great points in your explanations. I want to give some credit to the Bucs actually because I think across the table we all kind of had like a vibe about them that was kind of like, okay, they're gonna be better, they'll sneak into the playoffs, but I don't think any of us thought they would actually be this good in the postseason or get this far. Did anyone have them to the NFC Championship? No, I don't think so.
We figured they'd be Washington.
If you told me the Buccaneers would be in the NFC Championship, I would not be shocked at all. It just wasn't something I necessarily thought was going to happen.
And I've said this, and I think this has kind of been something that we all have agreed with throughout the year. Like, on paper, they have the talent, in theory, to get this far. And I think the key for them is that for the end of the regular season and in these 2 playoff games now, they've been the team that we know they could be. Honestly, we knew all along that they had the big names. They had the coaching staff. They had the experience. Now, at the right time, they are putting it all together. No more early season. Oh, got to get the chemistry. Got to get everybody in sync. That phase is past.
I still don't think they've played a complete game.
I mean, putting up 30 points on offense, the defense making those big turnovers, allowing the
I
offense
think
to
there
have
were like
short
some
25-yard
drives that
fields.
could be a bit better for the offense, in my opinion. They haven't played a complete game based off the roster that they've had.
But
They've
does
had a
that
few
make them even
mistakes.
scarier? What happens if they go out into Lambeau
Oh,
and play a
absolutely.
Yeah,
complete
and
game?
let's not forget, I'm sure someone's going to mention it, but the last time these two teams met,
Yeah.
Tampa Bay destroyed the Green Bay Packers. Obviously,
We're going
that
that route.
was-
Though,
that was-
then.
that
the
was
last
really
time the
weird.
Saints and the Bucks met, the Saints
No, I'm
ripped them
no,
apart.
no,
So.
I'm saying I'm just making a point.
Yeah,
I haven't
no,
even got to my pick yet. I just think that we've got to give the Buccaneers a lot of credit. They're finally having the passing attack that I think they should have been having a long time.
And that
Tom
run
Brady's-
attack in that game,
yeah,
I love that.
Fournette and Jones.
As much as I wanted the Saints to win, but Fournette had a phenomenal
He
game,
did.
and when Ronald Jones stepped in, he was really a pounder as well. So shout out to those two for what they
Yeah.
did in that game.
and
That was a huge part of that win.
and
Huge part.
The whole line too for the Bucks. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
just all coming together for the Bucks. And again, give them props. The defense made plays. Antoine Winfield, the nice fumble forced. Devin White, I thought had a great game. He was all over the field. I've been high on him since he came out of college in 2019.
Murphy
But
Bunting.
Murphy Bunting too. He almost had the pick six, right? I mean, you got so many turnovers. You remember you forget. Oh wait, who did what? But anyway, the bottom line is a complete game for the Bucks. Remember the last time they played, New Orleans blew them out in Tampa on Sunday Night Football. So it just goes to show the adjustments that they made. And they always say it whenever this scenario happens. It's very hard to beat a team 3 times in the same season, and clearly it was too difficult of a task for the Saints as they are going home disappointed in the postseason yet again. But the Bucks are here, and let's talk about the Packers for a little bit because I bet against Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau last week. I picked
Terrible
the Rams,
idea.
and
Terrible idea.
clearly it was. I mean, I thought that what Aaron Rodgers did, I thought he was actually under pressure a decent amount. But the key is, it's just he didn't let the Rams get momentum. He got key third down conversions, found his
They're
receivers
so
when they were
good.
open. He's just so frustrating to play against. I'm
He
sure
really-
you guys know what
That's a
Bears
perfect
fans.
word.
Yes.
But it's just frustrating. You really feel like, okay, we know what we have
You
to
can
do.
beat
We're
him,
so
but you don't
close.
beat him.
You
You
can't
do everything right, but he finds a way to make things happen.
Yeah, and he's what, 37 years old, I think, and he might be having the best year of his career, possibly. I mean, at least
I think he
statistically,
is.
I think he's got to be. And he's not done yet. So I think with the Packers, it's kind of stuff that we've known all along. Aaron Rodgers playing well. I thought with the Packers, I think that their defense even is stepping up. I think the run defense has gotten better as the season's gone on. And I think that was a weakness early on, but I think it's still not great, but they fixed it a little bit. That's something that's
Their
been
defense has
progressing.
progressively got better
Yeah,
across the board. Across
for
the
sure.
season.
And Jair Alexander having an outstanding year.
He's one of the more underrated players right now.
Yeah.
In the entire
And the
league.
Smith brothers have both stepped
You
up.
talk
They were
about-
having less roles early on in the season. They've done much better, especially Zadarius.
Yeah, I mean that's another good mention there. And this defense, they're going to have to be on their A game against this Bucks wide receiver core. But I think this will be a close game. I mean, 2 of the best to ever do it. Brady Rodgers, NFC Championship game, Lambeau Field. Cold January football. This is going to be a fun one. I expect a 1-score game, but I think the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. They win 34-27.
Before I get into this game, I do want to mention, sorry to you guys that your Saints were eliminated your Super Bowl picks.
I know what you're going to
But
say, and I was going to say
along
it
with
after you,
that,
but-
I think we do need to give Drew Brees a tribute if
Yes.
this is going to be his last game. I mean, it definitely looked like it from his body language. You
Oh,
could see he was
absolutely.
starting to get
Yeah.
emotional, and as he was walking to the locker room, he was praising the fans, and he looked back one last time at the football field.
I'm not going to
and
lie.
then back in
I
the
almost
locker room.
a
Yeah.
tear
It was
almost came down
emotional.
my
It
It
was
eye.
was
emotional.
You know, I mean,
I have more of a love for Drew Brees than you guys. I've liked him for a long time. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. The only player that I have a jersey of besides someone on my Bears team, although I don't wear his jersey very much. I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a phenomenal player, a Hall of Famer, no question. I don't need to mention that. You already knew that. But what he's done in his career, I know he digressed towards the end of it, but it was fantastic, nothing short of legendary. And if that was Drew Brees' last game, shout out to you. You had a fantastic, fantastic career. We all
The
love
game
you,
itself,
and best of
I'm
luck.
sorry,
in
was
retirement.
not fantastic.
yeah,
in
it
any way.
stinks that he went out like that. But like Jordan said, phenomenal career. We've all enjoyed watching him, even though he's beat our teams multiple times.
Yeah,
but
actually,
that's
his
besides
last
the
one
point.
was
We wrote our
against the
dreams.
Bears.
Oh, there you go.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't getting in. I guess.
What? Oh, well, I get it. But
You're
yeah,
getting in.
that was a good mention there, Tyler. We all have a
Yeah.
lot of respect for Drew Brees and his career at the table.
Yeah. So let's talk about the game we got here. But yeah, one last shout out to Drew Brees. Thank you for everything you've done in the NFL, especially for us teenagers, because we've grown up with Drew Brees our entire football lives.
Yeah, honestly.
All right, back to the game. Let's focus
I have a
here.
picture with him.
Buccaneers at Packers. In my opinion,
It's my room.
at least current, I would say these are the 2 greatest quarterbacks of all time going up against each other. That's
Talking about the
negotiable.
Bills-Chiefs game
I
yet?
never.
Yeah.
I never saw.
Chad Henney's in the other game.
Sorry.
Potentially, we don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Anything is possible.
That was fun.
That is a good
Yeah, it
saying.
is.
Yeah.
Anyways, I never really got a chance to go back and watch the old time quarterbacks, but at least from what I've seen, Brady and Rodgers are the two greatest quarterbacks in my opinion. We get to see them go head to head towards the end of both of their careers, and it's going to be fun to watch this in the NFC Championship game. You guys have mentioned it. I've butted in a couple times as well. Both these teams are so talented on offense in different areas because the Packers wide receivers not as. I mean, really, their whole team is not as stacked as the Buccaneers are.
They've stepped up though.
Yeah, but
They've gotten
you
better.
guys have mentioned offensively.
MVS will continue
and
to drop a ball
defensively.
each game, but he'll
Yeah.
make a big play. St. Brown is stepping up a bit more. Robert Tunyon's doing some good things,
Yeah.
and the running game is getting much better too.
Yeah, and both these teams have played a lot better throughout the season, especially defensively. They've gotten better and better each week, and they both seem to be very good teams in terms of their chemistry together, which is why they're here. I think that's a huge part of it. Now I'm going to get down to the score prediction here. I think this is going to be a close one. I do think the Buccaneers will stay in it because of the depth that they have on their roster. But I'm picking the Packers. I said it last week once my Seahawks were eliminated because I picked them to win the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year. I was rolling with the Packers, and I'm going to keep it that way. I got the Packers winning this game 31-27 and going to the Super Bowl. And as a Bears fan, I shouldn't be happy that I am predicting the Packers to go to the Super Bowl, but I am. I got the Packers 31-27.
Well, Tyler, you've liked the Packers all year. You've liked Aaron Rodgers all year. He's a big Pat McAfee show guy, and Aaron Rodgers is always on that, so he's always had that respect for him.
Even just watching the game now, you can tell he's got a different
coming into the
personality,
season.
and he's
Yeah.
playing
I did
a lot
not
better
like him
because of it.
as much, but absolutely, you're right, Tyler. Coming into the season, he looked like a different player. He looked like he's having a lot more fun. There's been problems with his character in the past, things with his family. I mean, he just looks like a completely different person, and even player, just the way he's playing right now. So even as a Bears fan, it's hard to not like Aaron Rodgers right now. He's just really transformed this season. So
Yeah.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers when he's playing the Bears though because of what
Yeah.
you said. He is frustrating as heck to play against.
But you can still respect him as a player and a person like you do.
course.
So yeah, obviously.
I've told you guys, I
Yeah.
think he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I
Yeah.
do.
I mean,
But their careers
yeah.
aren't over yet. But
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
whoever
when you-
wins this game,
when you try to have that
Who's the
debate,
goat
like,
here? Who
neither
wins
of these
this
guys
game?
are done yet. So maybe a couple of years from now or 5 years from now, whatever it is, then we'll look at everything. But
Yeah.
it's just when they're still going, it's hard to even make that
In
decision.
terms of legacy, I've said this before.
Yeah.
But I'd take Tom Brady. In terms of talent, I'd take Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I can't. I would lean Brady right now, but that's without looking at statistics or film or anything. But that could be a later video.
Believe it or not, we took a long time with this video or this game.
Is
which
there another
fine.
game, really?
There actually is another game, which I was going to mention, and that's the Bills at the Chiefs.
Okay.
Congratulations, Ryan. I believe this is your exact AFC Championship.
That's exactly
prediction.
right. Yep.
Yes, it is. We'll see if the Bills can get to the Super Bowl like you predicted.
Oh, spoiler.
So
they probably knew
like
that.
you
yeah.
predicted at the beginning of the season, I was saying.
Yeah.
now you just spoiled it.
Well, yeah, you just spoiled it for
Yeah.
yourself.
Well,
Well, let's talk
you
about the
spoiled it
game
first.
here. And let's start off talking about Patrick Mahomes because he got a concussion in that game. Chad Henne came in and saved the day. Anything is possible, as
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes tweeted it out. So that's going to be a huge factor in this one. I picked the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year, so that might spoil my pick here, but I'm going to talk about the game a bit more before I get there. The Bills have been a team that has impressed me, and Ryan, props to you. You picked them to
Yeah.
go here, and they've lived up to the expectations, and at times they've seemed like the best team in the NFL. Now, what we've seen from them in the playoffs has not been absolutely amazing, but it's been enough to get
Yeah.
the job done multiple times here. And for this team, I think all they need is one more win to get to that Super Bowl. And I think the AFC has been better in playing all these good teams and eventually getting to the big monster of the Chiefs. If they were to win this game, I don't know what I would do in the Super Bowl. They got so much talent. Defensively, they have gone down from last year, but have started to pick it up more towards the end of the year. Offensively, Josh Allen has been amazing. I would say you could throw him in the MVP conversation behind actually two guys we got. One in this game, the one we talked about, Aaron Rodgers in the last one, who's probably going to win it, and then Patrick Mahomes, who hopefully will be playing in this one because that would make it more interesting. He's right there with them. He's been that good, not to mention Diggs and Beasley. Their run game, they didn't even care about their run game
Yeah.
last game. It seemed like if we're going to win this game, we'll run the ball 3 times, and we got to throw the ball because that's our strength. I could see something similar here. They know they're going to be in a shootout with the Chiefs and this offense and Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes, and not to mention the defense that the Chiefs have had this year. It's been really good. kind of like the playoffs last year, the Chiefs' playoff defense last year. If they'd taken that this whole year, and now in their first game of their playoffs this year, they're recreating it. So this team seems too good to be true. I think it is true, though, and the Chiefs will win 34-30. This one is going to be fun. I think both these games should be close. I got the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl for the second year in a row, 34-30, as I said.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to talk about, how the Chiefs got here first, because that last game, I mean, just, the confidence that this team plays with and the confidence that, Andy Reid and that coaching staff has to actually snap the ball on that fourth down play with a backup quarterback. Like, if you have Mahomes in there, like, okay, maybe, we're a little more mobile. But, like,
and Tony Romo.
In the I was like, what are they like, in the shotgun? Like, if you're under center, I see.
One of the dumbest play calls of all time.
But it's the Chiefs. They have that confidence. It's gutsy, but it works for them. And it was when they played the Buccaneers earlier in the season, they took risks. They were throwing the ball late, trying to put the game away. It worked. It worked again here. I mean, they just play with such confidence, and they know they can do it. That's what makes them dangerous. And that game, I mean, like, I know people are saying the Browns got robbed because there should have been a helmet-to-helmet called, but you let 35-year-old backup quarterback Chad Henne scramble for 14 yards.
Anyways, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's a what-if scenario, and I'm sure Browns fans are going to be talking about that for a while. But props to them. They had a great year. I knew you would. But you're not in this game, so we're not going to talk about you too much, but I had to give you your fair shout-out because you had the best season you've had in a long time. But with the Chiefs...
I'd say so.
Yeah, I think anyone would say so.
So we've talked about the Saints. We've talked about the Rams. We've talked about the Browns. The Ravens do exist, too. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll incorporate them when I talk about Buffalo in a second. But Kansas City, about them. Just the offensive talent in this game and the offensive coaching in this game is really something that's going to be quite fascinating to see, translate onto the field. I don't know what the over/under is for points is going to be in this game. It'll probably be at least in the 60s, maybe more than that. I'd take the over. I don't even know what it is. But the deal is, for me, neither of these offenses are being stopped. Like, this is going to be an offensive game. It's going to be back and forth, high scoring, touchdown passes, touchdown runs, big plays. This is going to be, a lot of just playmaking in general. I mean, you look at the offensive talent here, and I talked about the Chiefs. The guys, they'll probably be getting Jordan's guy Clyde back, I would think, for the AFC Championship. I thought he was going to play in the divisional, but was there some setback or something? I don't know.
I think if this is maybe a Super Bowl or something, he might have played. I don't know too much about the situation, but they probably thought they were going to win and didn't want to aggravate it anymore. So
yeah, I mean, and they have so many offensive weapons that they were fine, and it was close, but they were fine. And we know about Kansas City. We know they're well coached. We know that they play well at home. But with Buffalo, I expected them to be exactly here in Arrowhead Stadium for the AFC Championship with a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I think that Josh Allen is going to continue to play well, go blow for blow with Patrick Mahomes, keeping this game, back and forth, as I said, assuming Mahomes plays, which I really think, unless it's really just completely unsafe and just too bad, I really think Patrick Mahomes
with the concussion,
is going to
you got to be
careful. You got to be careful, of course, health first, but I really think Patrick Mahomes will do everything in his power to get on the field and play this game. And I mean, of course, we want to see Allen versus Mahomes. That's what, that'd be the best. AFC Championship, high scoring. But with the Bills, I've just been high on them all year. And we know about the offense. We know about Allen and Diggs. The offensive line is doing good. Even some of the other guys, Beasley, John Brown's been a nice addition when he got back from the injury. I think he started playing week 17. He's been a nice, go-to guy for Josh Allen when Diggs is maybe being double covered. The tight end Dawson Knox as well. So the bottom line is so much offensive talent in this game. It's going to be back and forth, and it might just come down to who has the ball last. But I'm going to say what I've said all year, going back to the summer, that the Buffalo Bills will go to the Super Bowl by beating the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship in Arrowhead. I've said this for months and months and months when these two teams met on primetime earlier in the year. I called it an AFC Championship preview. This is something that I got right in my predictions, having these two teams here. I got the Bills winning, as I always have, 37-30. This is going to be an offensive shootout.
Yeah, and between these two matchups, it's a tale of two cities. It's the age of wisdom.
Don't say that.
It was the age of
Don't say
incredulity.
that.
It's not that
We've
bad.
been over this.
It's not that bad of a book.
No, it is.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Age of wisdom. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the book.
I don't even remember that. Is that the beginning?
Yeah, it's the beginning. I actually had to memorize it. I don't memorize the whole thing, but
come on, we've been over this.
It was the best of times. It was the worst.
Oh
of times.
yeah, we
And
had to do some project. We had to do something write something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But what I just said, it was
Why did
the
you do
age of
that?
wisdom. The wisdom coming from Brady and Rodgers, and incredulity. And that's not describing
I got the
Allen
quote here.
Mahomes. I just had to say it because
Oh
it
yeah,
made sense.
yeah, we just knew that.
Well, I mean, we're just being random right now. It was the
Yeah,
best of the
random
times. It was the
questions.
worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness.
Oh, that's right.
It was
It
the
was foolishness.
epoch of belief. It was the
epic
epoch
Yeah.
of incredulity.
Yeah,
it
I
was the
messed it up.
season of light. It was the
It was
season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair.
What just happened?
That's the game right there in one phrase.
Why did
Anyway,
we've been over this? Come on.
anyways, we got the Babies against the Brady and the Rodgers. So in these two matchups, just some of the fun things I was thinking of while Ryan was talking. But this is going to be excited. These youngsters going at it. I'm really excited to see what Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes can do. We've seen
Let's
what
not assume
Patrick
he's
Mahomes-
playing. We don't know
Yeah,
at
well,
this time.
yeah, I feel
You
like
guys
he
might
will.
know by the time it comes
but-
out, actually.
Yeah.
But we don't.
So I'm really excited to see what happens in this game. Josh Allen's year has been phenomenal. He had that down spell for a little bit, which is why he's not really in that MVP conversation. But if he played like he was starting the season to end the season, he'd be right up there with guys like Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, who he may or may not be playing against in this game. But I'm really excited to watch this game. I think it could go either way. I predicted the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl and lose to the Saints at the beginning of the season. And I'll just tell you right now, I'm predicting them to go against the Bills. But no disrespect to the Bills. I've loved what Josh Allen can do. I'm a huge Josh Allen guy with Ryan. I'm a huge Bills guy. If they win, I think I want them to win the Super Bowl. I really do, now that the Saints are out. But I'm picking them to lose. And also, I'm going to shock the world here. Are you ready for this? I want to give a shout out to Chiefs running back Darrell Williams,
Whoa.
not Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
What?
And I respect Darrell Williams because he was there before Clyde. He wasn't traded there to take Clyde's job away like Le'Veon Bell was, and Le'Veon Bell hasn't done much of anything thus far. But he had a good game in this game, and if Patrick Mahomes is not able to play, Darrell Williams is going to have to take over like he did in the Super Bowl. And for some reason, he did not win the Super Bowl MVP in that game against the 49ers. That's besides the point. So shout out to him. I hope Clyde is back. But if not, then Darrell is going to have to take over. And if not, I'll let them share a role because of the way that he played in that game before. I think I'm more excited for this game than the other game. And it's going to be fun. All these teams deserve to be here. I have to open up my phone for the score prediction. I think it was 34-30 Chiefs, and it was. I just opened it
Same
up.
as me.
34-30. I got the Chiefs going to the bowl with the Packers. This should be fun.
All right. It will be fun. And I hope you guys had fun watching this video. We had fun making it, as we always do. We got a bit
And
random.
as we always do, we got random and went over the time we set for ourselves.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I
we
said,
did.
Way
I said
over.
before the video, let's not make this a 25-minute video about
And we
two
just made it a 25
two different
minutes.
games, and that's exactly what it has become. And now we're playing catch.
Shout out to my dad who's watching
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Shout out to my dad. He says I don't mention him enough. There you go.
Well, I mentioned him, not you. So
I just did as well. Let's end it on that note. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell to be notified every time
Juju
we
is
post a
on the
new
couch.
video. Comment your opinions about these games down
no
below,
disrespect though.
as well as what you thought as well as your opinions about what we said about these games. I don't know. Let's wrap this thing up. That's all I gotta say. With that, we will see you guys later.
See ya.